Hey guys, come on in. Come on in. I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs, and I'm in an event with Grace Creations and Inspired by Grace tonight. And the event has to do with mason jars, or you can do a crafter's choice. So come on in, sprinkle me out there, and hey Linda, loved what you did today. I think it's the platform that we're on, because I have all kinds of issues with it too, and I only have issues with this platform. So I think they're secretly trying to chase people. There's my alarm that says that it's time for me to make sure that I go live, so a little bit late. But anyway, I appreciate you moderating for me today and standing in the gap. I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out. Let me grab a little bit of water. I have been wanting to do this mason jar for a while now, so we will see how this turns out. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I'm looking forward to it. I went ahead and painted 2 coats of Bonding Boss on this jar and 2 coats of Bonding Boss, except for a little bit, because I thought that I would just demonstrate for anybody who hasn't worked on glass before. Hey Karen, thanks for coming in and joining me. It's good to see you. How are you doing? I've been pretty much sleeping today. I was up last night till probably 1-ish in the morning, and then had to wake up. Hey Lisa, come on in. Good to see you. Thanks. Hey Cheryl. Had to be up at like 5 o'clock to take my husband to a medical procedure, and after that I came home and crashed from about, I don't know, 11 to 2 because I was exhausted. So it's been a pretty quiet day for me, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to turn out. Hey Barbara, come on in, y'all. Come on in. I was just telling Lyndall that I have been wanting to do this jar for a while, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do 2 different jars, but we'll see how it goes. So let me go ahead, and anytime you're working with a slick stick, a glossy surface, slick surface, you want, hey Shantae, you did a nice job with that jar. Is absolutely gorgeous. I love the pinks in that. You know, it's funny because I did not realize that how much I love pink, because I always go to like a fuchsia or a hot pink, and I don't know what I was doing the other day that it dawned on me how much I love, you know, light pink too. Not so much a pastel, but like a vibrant pastel pink. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it or not. But anyway, I got to thinking about it, and I remembered that when I was 10, we moved to a new house, and of course, you know, we could paint any color that we wanted. We could have the walls painted any color, and I chose pink. And I had a pink jumper, and when I was in the 2nd grade, and so I've got a long love for pink that I didn't even realize. All right, so what I'm going to do is, this is just a pickle jar. I always tell y'all about Bubby's fermented pickles. Well, these are nice and cylindrical, smooth surfaces. I took the label off with my heat gun, and it came off really, really easily. There were a few spots that the glue stayed behind. And so what I did was, after I'd washed the jar, after I got the label off, I went around and I put some rubbing alcohol on the outside of this, and the rubbing alcohol helped take off the little bits of glue that had stuck to the jar. So if you'll notice, I'm handling it from the inside, and that's so that I don't get the oils from my skin in here. I've already put 2 coats on everything on 2 different jars, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by filling in this clear area. I debated on whether or not I wanted to keep the jar clean and clear, or if I was going to, I think I'm going to put some rub-on transfer, so we'll see what happens. So so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a cheap Dollar Tree brush from the Dollar Tree and just pounce this on here. I don't do this, I don't pounce with good brushes, but I save that kind of for inexpensive brushes that don't cost a whole lot. But anyway, so I go, oh, it's reconnecting. And so now I've got, and I would go all the way around with that. So now I will tell you what I'm using is Dixie Belle's Bonding Boss. And please do not make the same mistake that I have made. All right, I'm going to put some parchment paper over this. I cannot tell you how many jars, it's like 2 or 3 jars of Bonding Boss that I cannot open because it does what it says it does. It sticks to slick surfaces and it will bond. And so I think what I'm going to have to do is maybe take like a couple of nails and go around and, you know, maybe make a, what do you call it, like a pour spout, and I'm going to have to pour the others into another container. So I have 2 containers of Bonding Boss that I cannot get the lid open. My nephew could not get the lid open. Nobody in my house could get the lid open. My jar opener could not get the lid opened, and it's just gone. So I think I'm going to have to tear into the top and just kind of put it in a different container. So we'll see. I'm going to get this started. I'm going to dry just this little bit here. You want to wait, I think it says on here an hour in between coats. Let's see. Oh, it says allow 4 hours of drying time between each coat. And allow 24 hours of dry time before painting your desired color over that. Well, we're not doing that, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just get this one started, and then we're going to set it off to the side. And then if I need to, I'll probably about halfway through come back and put a second coat on this little section here, and then we'll finish this up. So I'm hoping that I can get both of these. I found a Chalkator stencil that is going to wrap around this jar perfectly, so I'm kind of excited about that because that opens up all kinds of possibilities for other things. Now this jar is just very cylindrical. I mean, it's cylindrical. It's not tapered at the bottom or at the top or anything like that. So putting just a rectangle around the jar is going to work nicely. And these are Bubby's fermented pickles. I tell everybody when they get a stomach bug or they start coming down with the bug to eat Bubby's fermented pickles. They taste like kosher deli pickles. They have probiotics and prebiotics and whole food vitamin C. And they're sold in the refrigerated case, and I tell you what, I swear by them. They are a medicine chest in a jar in our house. All right, so I'm going to just kind of let this sit off to the side, and then it's going to be kind of fun to see if I can get all of this done in. All right, so I think what I want to do. Let's see how I want to do this, y'all. I can't decide if I want to tape this off or if I just want to wing it. But I think I might try taping it off. And I'm going to use where it says wide mouth. I'm going to use that as a guide. And I am going to, all right, and this should go around perfectly if it's, yep. hold on. It should go around perfectly and meet back up. All right, so there we go. So this is what we're going to do. This is going to be a watermelon jar. I'm going to turn it into watermelon. And I'm going to start with the bottom. All right, let me see. I want to make sure that this is around here and it's even. And then we're going to just clip that off, and it's going to be close enough. I'm going to go around with, I'm going to get a good seal on this, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to, well, we're going to do the watermelon on this, y'all. So I have seen this jar, you know, on Pinterest over and over and over in several different places, and every time I see it, it's always so fun looking. So we're going to give it a try and see what happens. I'm going to have just the bottom part of this is going to be like the rind. I kind of wonder if I should. Now I'm gonna make it small like that, and then we're gonna put some squiggles in here to make it look more like the rind. So here we go, y'all. This is sour apple that I'm using. I have already base coated this, so let me see which brush I want to use. I'm probably going to, I think I'm going to use this. I'm going to use an angle brush. A lot of times I'll pick a, well, let me, before I say that, I don't know. I think I'm going to use a filbert brush. I just like the way this spreads out. Can y'all see this when you press it down? How nicely it kind of spreads. So here we go. Working with the same lime green that I worked with, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So I'm just going to get this on here. It looks like it's going to need 2 coats. And I'll probably go around and do the bottom of this later. We'll see. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the bottom yet or not. And I thought that I would take some, I've got like some white, kind of a metallic rope that I thought I would put in between the 2 colors just to give it, you know, kind of bring everything together. So I'm hoping this turns out. I thought that what this would be cute for is like you could put like plastics utensils, like for a picnic table or a cookout or something along those lines. I'm not really worried if I get it on the bottom because I haven't, hey Melanie, thanks for coming in. Because it's not going to stick to the glass without the slick stick, so I'll be able to get that off of there. But I do want to make sure that I'm not rolling the jar on my my mat, because it is taking the paint off. All right, so there we go. So we've got just the first coat with this. We're going to dry this, and then we're going to put a second coat on this. Oh, and I want to show y'all, I went offline yesterday, and after I was working on my sunglasses, and I have to show you how far I've gotten. I'm not done with them yet. I want to add some rhinestones to them, some rhinestone trim, and just kind of bling them up a little bit. So I'll show them to y'all in just a minute. I'm hoping this turns out. I'm kind of excited. Now, once I take the tape off, I'm not going to tape the bottom half of this. I'm only going to use the tape to do this one section here. And then from there on out, we're going to kind of just wing it. So we will see. And then I'm going to hit this one again with some heat so it can be drying while it's sitting off in the corner. I don't know about the corner. My desk is like, and behind my desk is just like filled with stuff everywhere. So I'm going to be looking for a brush that, gosh, a small filbert brush would be nice. I don't see a really, oh, maybe I do. We'll see. We'll see how this works. All right, I'm going to put another coat on this. Now, a lot of times when I use tape, but I didn't do it today because I don't have the same color white, but I could have taken a chalk paint and gone over this. But a lot of times what I'll do is I'll right where the tape ends is I'll paint over that end with the same color of the base, and then that way if anything bleeds, it bleeds onto the same color, and then it seals what we have there. But I didn't do it today. I thought about it and I thought I think we'll be okay, so we will see. Alright, so we're going to put this down, and we're going to put a second coat on here. Just to kind of fill this in. I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to turn out. I tell you what, even though I came home and rested, I think I'm still feeling kind of sluggish. So one of the things that we do in our house is if we think that we're coming down with any kind of bug or anything, we start drinking the pickle juice, which is fermented. It has vitamin C in it. And we eat the pickles. And like I would eat like a pickle an hour. If I think I'm coming down with anything, I'll just eat a pickle an hour, and that will boost my immune system. And if I have caught anything, it'll knock it out within 24 hours. It's all about the gut, y'all. Keeping the gut happy. All right, let me go along the edge here. Just to cover that up. Okay. All right, so there we go. So that's going to be the rind. And I don't think I don't think I'm going to put another coat on this. So I'm going to put my brush in the water. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put one more coat. And there I go. What would be a project without me dropping something in my paint? I think I'm batting 1,000 on this, y'all. All right, so here we go. I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to bring this guy in here, and we're going to put a second coat on this, and then we're going to let it sit off to the side. Oops, that's not good. I'll have to get another piece of parchment paper. Because this Bonding Boss, I'm telling y'all, this Bonding Boss will seal that jar shut if you don't put, some people like to use like Vaseline or grease or something in between the two. I've never tried that. I've always used parchment paper and I've had good luck with that. So that's my go-to. All right, so now that's good enough because we're going to put another coat over top of that, and I'm going to, oh, there's the dryer. My husband is back and forth between his 95-year-old mother's home and our home. And so he's doing laundry in both places. All right, we're gonna take and we're gonna just wet this and put it off to the side just in case we need it again. And I'm gonna take a piece of parchment paper. after losing 2 jars of paint, this stuff's not cheap either. After losing 2 jars of this, I finally decided that I need to definitely put some kind of barrier. So that's all I do is I just take a piece of parchment paper, put it in between the lid and where the screw part is, and that will keep it from sealing itself shut. All right, putting that off to the side. Kind of got 2 projects going on here simultaneously. I keep thinking I'm a simple person, but I don't think I'm as simple as that. I don't think other people think I'm as simple as I am. I had so much fun teaching math when I was in public school, and I was so glad that God gave me the opportunity to teach math in the homeschool community once we started homeschooling. And I tutored a lot of my friends' children just because I like teaching math, and I always felt like I had several people that would ask me to tutor, and I only like to tutor part-time. I didn't like tutoring full-time because my way of thinking is not always the same way that a teacher, the kid's teacher taught, and I didn't want to confuse them. So sometimes having a different way of explaining things was a good thing, but sometimes it made them more confused. So my idea was, they shouldn't need a tutor all the time because the idea is to get them off and running so that they can work on their own. And so that's pretty much what I did. All right, we're going to let that go. All right, so now I'm going to leave the tape on. And let me see which brush I want to use. Look in here. Oh, there is a small filbert brush. I wonder if that one will work. Let me see, y'all. I could use this one. This one might be good. We're going to play with this and see what happens. This one's too wide. That one's too wide. That one's too wide. I thought I had a smaller filbert brush. I want something that's soft and will, you know what I have? Hold on a minute. Where's my other brushes that I have? What did I do with them? Oh, there they are, way over there. Those are my watercolor brushes. All right, hang on, y'all. I got a whole bunch of really good brushes. Oh, they're right here in front of me. Hold on. Hold on, right here in front of me. All right, let's see what I got. This is a filbert brush. This is going to be, I think this is going to be too big. I don't know. This might be it, y'all. This might be the ticket. All right, I think I'm going to use this. This is just a small filbert brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some dark green paint. Let's see which color I want. Maybe this color? I think I like this color. I'm going to take some dark green paint. I'm going to put this on my palette. This is a throwaway palette, so when I'm done, I can just tear this off and throw it in the trash. Kind of the same concept as a paper plate, except this has like a wax coating on it. All right, let's see what this is going to look like. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Oh, I like that. That's a good color. I don't think I'm going to need that much, but we'll see. I don't think I want this. I think this is too dark, but I'm going to put just a drop on here. Oh, I don't know. It's a close call. All right, so this is what I'm going to do so that I can get some uniformity and space this out. What I'm going to do is just like yesterday when, let me get this. Remember when I did the sunglasses? This is how they've turned out. I got some metallic, I got a metallic silver pen, And can you see where the lens part is? I put some diamond glaze, dragonfly glaze there so that it looks like the reflection of sunglasses. And then if you look where the stripes are, I took a silver metallic pen and I kind of outlined around those. But when I did these, remember, I went like at the top and the bottom, and then I divided it in half and a half again, and then I came back and in half and half and half again. I'm going to use that same concept with the, and I think, gosh, I don't know if I want to do, all right, y'all, hang on a minute, because I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna just dip this in here. That's a little too blue, but I don't know. All right, let me try this one and see. What if I do both of them together? That might be what I need to do. It's a little bit of both. All right, I'm gonna mix them. I think I'm gonna mix them. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna put this green on here. I really don't think this particular project's gonna take that long, but we will see. All right, so I'm gonna come in here, and I'm gonna, on one side of the brush, I'm gonna dip one side of the brush, just half on that side. Then I'm gonna flip my brush over, and I'm gonna put the other one on there. And I like that. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna double load this, and I'm gonna make some squiggly streaks. And then I'm going to turn this 180 degrees, and I'm going to do the same thing again on the other side. Okay. And now I'm going to turn this a quarter of a turn. And we're going to make it there, and then we're going to turn it again to the other side. And all this is going to do is just help us with spacing. You don't have to do it this way, but this will just help you with the spacing. Okay, so now we've got 4 of these on here. So I'm going to come back in here. Can you do me a favor and turn that timer off, Robert, please? Thanks. All right, and then we're going to go in between, and then we're going to turn, and we're going to go over to the opposite side, and we're going to do the same thing again. Now this is kind of nice because this jar is kind of square. It's got like square edges. Okay, see what we're doing? And then we'll come over here to this side, and we'll double dip our brush. And we'll come to the other side, and we'll double dip our brush. And this is what we have, okay? And so now it kind of looks like the base of a watermelon. All right, so we're gonna dry that. Let me rinse this brush out. And then we're gonna take our tape off. And so all that does is by doing it that way, it just kind of helps you space everything out a little bit. And if you've got a good eye that you want to just start and go, you know, clockwise or counterclockwise, you can do that too. So what we're going to do is after I take the tape off, then I'm going to paint the top of this red. I don't know, it may take the whole hour. We'll see. I kind of hope not, because I wanted to get the those other flowers on there to see how that turned out. My husband brought in some gardenias off our gardenia bush, and he couldn't find a vase, so I thought that I would make a take a jar and kind of decorate it so that we'll have a vase next time he decides to bring some flowers in. Huh?
I found a vase.
The what?
I found a vase.
What'd you find?
I found a vase.
What'd you find? Oh, he's going to go get it. He said he found a vase. I can't remember. It didn't seem like it was something that... All right. He's going to bring it in here. Now, the gardenias, I told him, don't throw the gardenias. Oh, it did bleed some, but that's okay. I'm going to kind of pull this off at a 45-degree... Oh, he did find a vase. Okay. Okay, I'm going to give them back to you. Okay, so here are the gardenias. But even though they look bad, here you go, honey. They still smell good. Love the smell of gardenias. All right, so here we go. Let me show you what we have. I got a little bit of bleeding under here, but it's not going to matter because I'm going to go over this with red. And we'll just see what happens here. Uh-oh, this is pulling away. So you probably want to wait for the... All right, so here we go, y'all. For the paint to dry 24 hours with the Bonding Boss, because it's actually peeling away if you scratch at it too hard. But if I give it overnight, it'll be fine. Hey, Deanne. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. All right, here we go, y'all. I think I want to mix a couple of these reds together. Give it a little bit of dimension. And let's see, do I want a third red in there? Maybe. Let me see. Maybe I'm going to go, that's purple. I don't want purple. This is kind of a wine color. Cranberry wine. I think that's going to be too dark. So, hang on. Here's a dark. Now, I could just add some black. If I wanted a deeper red, I could just add some black to it. This will be good. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my favorite, okay. I love the Filbert brush. This is a Filbert brush. It's got a rounded edge. And I'm going to triple load this. And that means that I've got a dark, a medium, and a light red. I've got 3 different colors here. And this is going to make it so that it has a little bit of dimension to it as opposed to just a flat, it's red. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to go in, and I'm going to do the dark on one side of my brush. I'm going to take my brush and flip it on one. I'm going to put it in on one side in the dark. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to go in with the light, and then I'm going to tap the medium in there. And then we're going to go in here. I want to see how this is going to look. So I'm not going to go down near the green yet. So we're going to see, and then we're going to just take, oh my gosh, this is going to be gorgeous. I could almost go in with some black too to give it a little bit more depth, but I think this is going to be okay, y'all. I'm trying not to mix this together too much because I actually want the streaks of the different colors in there. Okay, can y'all see that? And then I'm just going to go down, and then we're going to put some seeds on this once it's done. I have been wanting to do one of these for so long. All right, so same thing. I'm going to go in with the dark. I'm turning my brush so that the bristles are facing, going horizontal. And I'm going to dip that in the dark, flip my brush over, go in with the light, and then go straight down in the middle. And that's called triple loading your brush. All right, here we go, y'all. All Oh, I'm so excited. You could turn this into a vase. You could turn it into a picnic, something for a picnic area. I think it would look cute with utensils. I'm going to just keep going down. All right, same thing again. I'm going to load my brush with the dark, the light, and the medium. Oh, it's going to refresh its page. And because this has a lot of, raised areas on here, you're going to have to kind of go up and down, and then you're going to have to smooth it out. You could, if you wanted to, just do go over the embossing areas and leave it. You can do it however you want. But I'm just going to kind of, all right, here we go again. I'm going to go dark, flip the brush, light, and then do the medium. And I may have to pounce this because there's a lot of raised areas on this. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Dark, light, and medium. When I get down to this edge with all this raised area, it's going to be interesting. All right, here we go, y'all. And then, like I said, I'm going to put some, it's like a, I don't know what you call it, this white like rope. All right, here we go. And the nice thing about this filbert brush is it'll kind of spread out, and then you can get a nice straight line with this. And it's just practice. It just takes practice. Again, dark, medium, light. Kind of offload a little bit because we don't want as much paint right here near this line. Doesn't look like the comments are moving. I don't know if it's Facebook or what. And just kind of pouncing where that area is. And then I'm going to come over here and hit this. All right, let me dry it, and then I'm going to go over just the top area. And so, here what we got. I love it. I love it, I love it. I'm so excited to be able to finally make one of these. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get to the second jar. After we get this dry, I'll put another, just a little bit more around the lip. I think I want to tie some twine around up at the top. And then we'll take this, I'll show you what I have here, and we'll see how it looks. We could put some twine around here too, but I want to put white because you know how you've got that white part of the rind. What do y'all think? Let's see if this is... Loving it, loving it, loving it. Now, if you go on Pinterest, they have jars that you can also make that are strawberries. You could do something with bumblebees. I almost did something with bumblebees too. So, And then, of course, you've got all the decoupage ideas, you know, that you're just, you know, your unlimited number of napkins, any kind of napkin. I'll tell you what, Shantae, those roses on that piece that you did were gorgeous. You're going to really enjoy that. All right, let me grab my brush, and I want to go around this top edge. Just to make it a little bit darker. Now, one of the things when, I guess a couple of years ago that came to mind to help people, because they say, how do you do, you know, how do you paint this? You know, how do you paint a straight line? And one of the things that came to mind was take a ruler. Okay, I'm going to pretend this is a ruler. You can use a paint stick too. Get a piece of cardboard, put a base coat of white down, and then get a ruler or something straight and draw a line on each side of it in pencil. And then take a brush and go along your edge of your line and see how close to the line you can get and how straight you can do it. And you can practice on cardboard, and then, you know, you're not wasting paint or you know, not paint, but you're not wasting an expensive surface or anything. All right. This is looking good, y'all. This is what I wanted it to look like. I'm excited. All right, I'm just going over this a second time. Nice dark red watermelon. Who's not ready for some watermelon, right? Okay. There we go. Brush in the water. I'm done with that. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to pull out some black paint. And it's been a while since I've done watermelon seeds, so I'm going to practice. Oh, I should have gotten this top lip here. That's okay. I can go back and get that after I'm off. Got one spot down there that I think I could touch up a little bit more. How many of y'all have painted a jar this way before? Has anybody painted one this way? Give me a like if you have not, and a heart if you have. Okay. All right, let me come back in. I want to just do a little bit of a touch-up, dark, light, and medium. And it is, and I'm going to offload a little bit. Just kind of touch this area up here. And this area up here. And it really, you know, the brush that you use makes a difference. It does make a difference. All right, dark, light, and medium. And then I'm going to offload. All right, I like that better. All right, so back in the water. I'm going to do the, oh, I should have done that top section. I'll get it later. I'm going to do the seeds next, but I'm going to practice it before I actually do it on the jar. I've got a sketchbook over here that I can practice on. I'm thinking I want to use this brush right here. I think that's the one I want to use. It's called a round brush. I think this is the one I want to use. I don't think I have anything smaller than that. So we'll see. All right, so there is that. So let me grab, hold on a minute. Let me grab a sketchbook. That's not it. Where is my, that's not the one I want. Mixed media. All right, let's try this one. All right, I'm gonna put this over here, y'all. We'll see if I end up putting something in it there. I don't want to throw it away because I want to come over this top lip. All right, so this is where I've got just a 8.5, 8 and 11, 8.11, 8 and 11 hundredths by 8.5 inches. Kind of a weird. And you can see there's just different things that I've played with in here. These are some rub-on transfers that I was playing with to see how they would stick. Some of them stuck, some of them didn't. This was a tree that I ended up not doing a very good project with it. Matter of fact, I think I threw it away. There aren't very many projects I throw away, but I threw that one away. All right, let me grab my black paint. I just know I'm going to end up with, right, here it is. It's easier for me to turn this way than it is the other way. Oh, you know what? I'm going to need this. All right, so I'm going to put some black paint on here. It's not going to take much. And I got to remember how I ended up doing the tips of these. All right, let me put this out of the way for right now. All right, so I'm going to get this on my brush. And I think I press down. No. All right, that's what it was. I start with the tip and then I press down and no. Hold on. It's been a while. That's it. That's it. All right, so I'm going to take the tip of the brush and I'm going to put it down lightly and I'm going to drag it. There we go. And you got to make sure that you have the right amount. All right, that's it. That's it, that's it. So you want to practice on something that's not your surface. And then you're going to come over here to your surface. And here we go, y'all. I'll try and put this down so you can see it. I'm going to come down. And there we have a watermelon seed. Okay? And then I'm going to come down. I'm going to load my brush each time. Making sure it's kind of hard. Let me bring y'all in a little bit. Hang on. So you can see this. All right, hold on. I'm gonna move y'all in just a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. All right, let's see if that is gonna work. Let me back you up just a little bit. All right, here we go. Let me get my paint. I'm gonna get some paint on my brush. And I am going to, can you see this? Just put the tip down and press. And there's another watermelon seed. And then put the tip down and press. And there's some more watermelon seeds. And it's just a matter of practicing. And then you get, see how we've got the watermelon seeds? And if you have a smaller brush, you'll get smaller seeds. See that? So give you something to do as the summer comes in. And I know that there is a pattern to watermelon seeds, but I can't remember what it is. So I'm just going to randomly put some on here and just kind of keep on going. And you're not dragging as much as you are just kind of pushing it. You're doing a little bit of dragging, but not much. All right, and we're going to come up here. Come over here. So you're letting the tip of the brush kind of be the top part, and then you're pressing that brush down. Like I said, it had been a while since I had done watermelon seeds. It took me a while at first to figure it out, but then I figured it out. So this is what we have. So see that? All right, how we doing on time? 49. I'm going to be good. Only going to be able to do the one jar, but that's okay. Lindell, if you're still on, those new brushes that Sherry gave you will make it so that you can do the watermelon seeds. You can practice them. Just practice it in like a mixed media, on a mixed media pad. You'll get it. All right, so this is what we have, y'all. Just a round brush with a nice tip on it that's soft. You want it to have some give to it. Almost coming around to the front or the back, or back to where we started. It's getting easier. Just like anything else, the more you do it, the more control you have over it, and the easier it gets. Okay, so there we go. And just like that, we've got watermelons. Now, I think I want to go, I probably should have done this, hoping I'm not going to smear this. I'm going to get one right in here. I'm going to get one right up near the top here. And I want to fill one in. It's always good to have a place to rest your hand too. And we'll do this one here. All right, I think that's going to be good. I'm thinking I want to wrap the top with some kind of twine or something. So I'm going to put that in my water. And hold on a minute, because I'm going to get this, give myself a surface to put this paint palette on so that I don't stick my arms or my project in it. All right, so see what we got. Now what we want to do is we want to dry this, and we want to come through. Let me back y'all up just a little bit. Hey, Angie, you could teach this lesson. So there we go. So we went from a jar to a watermelon jar. And like I said, you could do this for any summer function. It would be great like at a barbecue. Cookout, any kind of summer party. Hey Denise, thanks for being here. So it's just a matter of taking a round brush and having a nice soft tip on it. And you let that tip, you want to make sure that that tip is kind of pronounced so that it gives you the top of your seeds. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead, oops, I need to turn my glue gun on, and let me see, I have some twine in here. Oh, you know what else I could do? Hang on a minute. I could put some bling on here. See what we want to do. Here's the twine. So what do y'all think? Hey, Jackie. Thanks for hopping on. Y'all give me some hearts if you think you're going to try this, or if you like it. The more hearts you give me, the easier it is for me to get out there into Facebook land. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so now I'm gonna just take, I think I'm gonna use a Posca pen, y'all, instead of a paintbrush. I probably should practice this before I do it. I'm not the best at highlighting. So I've got a white Posca pen. Let's get my mixed media pad out here. That is your friend. You don't have to, do it all yourself. Practice, 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 practice. So let's see what we get here. Oh, I'm glad I tested that because it's way too fat. I may have to go with the brush. That's good. I think I can do it with this. All right, let's do it. So we want to add just a little bit of white on each. Not much. Just a little bit of white on each watermelon seed. I'm still trying to get better at this lighting thing, y'all. And the more I practice it, the better chance I have. Of getting better at it, right? All right, so this is what we have. Just some white specks on here to give it a little bit of highlight. I'm going to do each one of these. All right, so there we go. So we've got some watermelon seeds. We're done with that. And so now I need to see if I want to put this around the top. Just checking to see if I'm gonna like this. I think I'm gonna do this because it's not gonna take so much away from the bottom. All right, then the other thing I have is I have this stuff here. I don't know what you call it. Craft cord. And what I want to do here, whoops, I better dry this before I stick it down. Oh, it's got 7:57, so I was only going to do one. And here I thought I could get two in. How about that? I want to thank Grace Creations for having me today, and I've enjoyed seeing all of the projects that y'all have made today. Up after me is the Wobbly Nickel with Sarah, and you're going to want to refresh the page. If you are not in the Grace Creations page group, go ahead and there's a link at the top of the page for Grace Creations and also for Inspired by Grace. You can click on those links and join those two groups, and then when we go live in those groups, you can you will get notifications. All right, so this is what I'm thinking. Yeah, this is going to work. This is all right. So we're going to take and we're going to put this, and I haven't decided. I got to figure out how I want to cover that. And if I want to do this, I think I want to do this several times around, maybe 3. I just want to do kind of a practice to see how I like it. And I think that's going to be good. All right, so what I'm going to do, I don't have time to really do it on here now. I'll do it neater than this. I'm going to take and I'm going to wrap this white cord around here, kind of like the white part of the rind. And then I'm going to play with the top and see if I like the twine or if I want to put white up here. I don't think I want to put white up here because I think it's going to distract from the watermelon part. So what do y'all think? Should I do the twine or should I do something else up top? What are your thoughts? And then I will just, I'm thinking I'm going to B7000 this because I want to make sure that it sticks to the paint. And I'm not sure that the glue gun will stick to the paint. All right, y'all, that's what I have. I got me a watermelon jar. Go and check out Sarah with the wobbly nickel, and let's go see what she's going to make. I hope y'all have a great night. Thanks for joining me. I love y'all, and thank you so much for your support. Jesus loves you more. All right, bye-bye. Okay, guys, we are going to put this on here. Get a paper towel so we have a clean surface. And we got to figure out where's the front gonna be. I think I like this one. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna go to the back. Actually, I think do I like that one better? Yeah, we're gonna put ball in the front, so we'll do that. So I'm gonna put this, I think we're gonna do 3 of these. I'm gonna put that right on the line. Actually, I think I'm gonna go right below the line. We'll do 3 stripes of this, and that will make it, whoops, so that, let me get another paper towel, wipe that off. All right, here we go, y'all. We may have to wait for this to dry. I'm going to put a bead of glue. All right, I'm going to have to just hang in there. And we are going to start this maybe on the edge. I like to start it in a place that the eye won't normally go to look for it. And I may have to, all right, let's see what we got. I'm going to just kind of run this around. And then we're going to run it around 3 times. I like that idea. So 3-stranded cord is not easily broken, right? I could have braided this too. That would have been fun. And we're going to come up next to this. I'll put a little bit more glue in here. Okay, looks like I may have enough there. Put just a smidgen here. All right, I think I like that. And then I'm going to come back and I will clean up that glue. This is the back. And we're going to snip this right there. All right, let me get a paintbrush that is kind of like a not so good paintbrush. See if I can find one. Let's see here. I know I got some. Here we go. This is what I want right here. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of come in here, clean this up a little bit. And we'll probably come back over this and put like a glossy finish or something over it. But not today. We've got to give it time to dry. Okay, so there we go. Got that. Now, all right, we're going to put this in the water. Oh, I like that, y'all. Looks good. Now you could put one piece of wide ribbon across that too. All right, let's see. Can't decide what I want to do. This is just not gonna go with that. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't like that twine. I need something else there at the top, and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe more seeds? Maybe more watermelon seeds? Let's try that. Let's try a few more watermelon seeds. Where's my black paint? Take it all the way to the top. We can always cover them up if we want to. What was that? Okay. All right, I'm gonna put one here. One there. there. One there. Yeah, we're going to kind of finish this off. Oh, it looks good. Okay, back in the water. We'll let this dry. All right, so this is what we have, y'all. Our watermelon container for the picnic. Whichever picnic, oh, where'd my lid go? Oh no. Oh no. This is not good. Okay, let's find the lid. There it is. Okay. And we're going to dry this. Oh, I know what I could do. I think I have some black baker's twine. I think I'll put even red, if it's the right color red, I could put red up there. And that would blend in. A little bit of a hole right there. I gotta figure out what's going on with that. It's up here. Oh, there it is. I've got one spot that kind of peeled off. So we're going to let this dry overnight. And this is what I think I'm looking at. I think I'm going to put this black silver twine around. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. Yep, we're going to put that. That's what we're going to put up top. That's it, that's it. I don't think red. I think the red is the wrong red. I've got this stuff here. Ooh. I don't think I want this. I think I want the black. So no to that. And we'll put this on here. All right, we got to get this off of here. This is kind of unraveling. All right, so I think we'll put the black up top there. I think that's the right color, but we've got to get this dry first. Y'all. Let's see what we got. I think I want just a touch up of the black. So let me grab just a little bit of black. I got one spot where the paint was pulling up. And I need to find that spot. It's easier to figure out where the light is coming through. There it is, right there. All right, we're going to come in here. Alrighty. I think that's going to be it, y'all. Oh, how fun was that? Definitely fun. All right, so here we go. What do you think? We're not finished yet. We got one more thing to do. I may come back and do the bottom of this also, but I haven't decided yet. I'm probably going to let this cure. We'll put a coat of Slick Stick on here, and then we'll maybe do some paint on the bottom of this. I think we're going to have to do that. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Love ya. Bye-bye.